Hi, my name is Stephanie, and I am the owner of Ballroom Connection. We have been helping dancers since 1996, and I myself am a competitor, so I know the product and what you need very well. So for ladies, there are 4 basic kinds of shoes that you want to consider. Most of the time, you will start with something called a practice shoe, which is not a fancy looking shoe, but it's very comfortable and it gets the job done. It's something like this. It has, it's all enclosed. It has a lower heel, and we call this a Cuban heel. It's a block heel and also lower. And you can wear this to do any styles, and it's perfect for when you're learning because it gives you comfort. When you are trying to repeat an action. You will see teachers wear this a lot because they are on their feet all day long. So this gives them comfort. So this is a shoe that almost all dancers will have a pair, whether you're a competitor or a social dancer. This is something that is good to have. And when you get to performing or competing, then you should not wear the practice shoe. So for Latin dancers or rhythm dancers, you will want to wear an open-toe sandals. And a lot of times it's a tan color. The reason is it blends with your skin tone a little bit better, and it extends your leg line. So when you create a line with your foot, the shoe does not have the contrast against your skin and the lines look longer. And they're more flexible for you to point your foot. And also the heel, you can decide what heel height you like or comfortable. This is a 2.5 inch heel. We have 2 inch heel, I have 1.5 inch, we also have 3 inch. It depends on the person's balance and what kind of heel height that you are comfortable with. But you can see all dance shoes are made with very soft material, and there's no structure, especially to the front of the shoe. So if the shoe is very roomy, when you are a little bit off balance, the shoe will fall side to side with you, and you will feel very unstable. So dance shoes, even though it has rhinestone, it has high heel, it looks like a regular shoe, but it's not built like a regular shoe. So therefore, it should not fit like a regular shoe. Sorry. The correct fit for dance shoes is very tight, especially when they are new. The ideal fit is no room at all when you put your foot in this area. And also for an open toe sandal, the minimum correct fit is your toe need to fit to the front end of the shoe. And if you have stronger arch and point your foot more, you will even want your shoe a little bit shorter. Your toes go over just a little. If your foot is completely inside the shoe with shoes showing, when you point your foot, you will create a lot of gapping here and excess space, length here. It will make the dancing more difficult. So whether you see your foot or your toes or not, whether it's cover up or a sandal or a practice shoe, the correct fit still is as tight fit as possible. Because of the softness of the shoe, you will stretch the shoe very fast and also a lot more than your regular shoe. So this is the Latin or rhythm shoe. And when you do ballroom or American style smooth, you will need to wear something very different, which is an all enclosed shoe. So this is a pump style. So this is a shoe very different from the Latin. You can see it's all enclosed on the side, in the front, and also have a heel, but the shoe is a lot stiffer. You cannot point. The reason is when you do ballroom, instead of doing a lot of pointing your foot action, we do the opposite. We call a heel drive. So we take a step with the heel touching the floor like this. So if the shoe is flexible in the front, it will fold and it will not get the job done. So for ballroom dancers, the shoe needs to be a little bit more structured and with a longer metal shank underneath to give you the support you need when you dance. There are shoes, most of the shoes are made with a built-in strap, so the shoe doesn't come off when you dance. And we have some classic style without the strap, and it's just like a regular pump. If you were to pick that style, you will need to get a transparent, clear plastic strap to put on your arch area, so when you dance, there will not be accident of your foot coming off of the shoe. And you can see the shoe is more pointy. You look at the base of the shoe, this will make you feel quite tight when you put your foot in, because our feet do not shape like a triangle. But it's made like this purposely to prevent the corners. If the shoe were to make like wider, it will have two corners and it will get caught on the floor when you are dancing. So in the beginning, even though it's tighter in the width, you still need to make a size selection of the correct length. The length is the most important. So when you have your foot in the shoe, push it all the way to the back wall of the shoe, and your toe should be very close to the front tip. Just like the open toe sandal, you should have the toe very close to the front edge. And if you feel tightness, you need to distinguish whether it is too short or if it's too narrow. If the length is correct and you feel tight here, then you should keep that same length, but have the shoe stretch out in the width a little bit. But the satin is also same, very soft like the Latin shoe. So when you bend your foot, you will stretch this part the most, and you will get more width in a short time. So this is the Ballroom shoe, and I wanted to show you while this shoe is out, the American Smooth shoe. So this one is also a closed-toe style with heel, but you can see the biggest difference is this is not an all-enclosed shoe. The side is open and thus has straps that hold your foot in the shoe. So American Smooth is American style. International Ballroom, we also call International Standard, is an international style. They are danced slightly differently, and American style is more linear in what style you can wear. So if you are a smooth dancer, you can wear this or this. But if you are an international ballroom dancer, you can only wear all enclosed pump style, because the technique required to do standard require more support all around your foot with the all enclosed shoe. So this is the, you can see also the color is a little bit lighter tan than the Latin shoe I showed earlier. It's because Latin dancer have shorter costume, and they tend to spray tan their arms and their legs. So, and they make their skin tone look darker. So the darker tan will go with the spray tan better. But for ballroom dancer, we normally wear longer gowns, and it's the correct length is ankle length. The dress needs to be as long as where your ankle bone is. And because the dress is long and the style is more elegant versus the Latin style, so the tanning is not as much. Therefore, the shoe is a lot lighter tan color. And so this is a major difference between the ballroom style and the Latin style. So a lot of times ladies would start with the practice shoe first, and then they would get a pair of the open toe sandal for Latin, and then they will get a pair of the closed toe or all enclosed shoe for standard international style or the American style. So this is what the ladies would need. And if you are performing or competing, you can also get fishnets to wear for these shoes, because the fishnets give you a nice leg line when you are on stage or on the floor. If you wear fishnet, then you don't need to do the tanning. So that's an easy solution. But the fishnet has thickness, it will make the shoe a little bit tighter. And for the men, you don't have as many choices because you don't get to wear open toe sandal, and you don't have the different heel heights, and you don't have the different color choices. So actually it's easier. So for men, if you do ballroom, and also if you are a newer dancer, since you don't have that practice shoe that ladies do. A lot of times men start with a basic Oxford style ballroom shoe. It's all enclosed, black leather, and it is has a lower 1-inch heel and also wider. And this shoe will do anything you need to do on a wood floor. It has support on the bottom. And if you want to stay with ballroom, and if you're performing or competing, the same shoe will come with a shiny patent leather to go with your tux or your tail suit. And that's what competitors wear. And so this is like a basic style shoe that most men start with. And if you interested in doing Latin or wanted to do both style correctly, then men also have a choice of wearing men's Latin shoe. Men's Latin shoe also has the plain leather or enclosed. The biggest difference is this Cuban heel. It looks just like the ladies' practice shoe heel, and not on top of this, the Latin shoe is also flexible. You can bend the shoe in half like this. And the reason this is designed this way is for Latin dancer, you need to work on pointing the foot. And with a shorter metal shank underneath, it allows you to bend down your foot when you have stronger arch. And this action creates that longer leg line that you see on the floor from a male dancer. And the high heel, the Cuban heel for a Latin shoe, is to help your Cuban action. Because a lot of people watch other dancers dance with Cuban action, they want to mimic it, and they thought they did it wrong, and they pop the hip out of the body, and it makes the body off alignment. But because of the heel being there, so when you land your heel while you do the Cuban action, the heel touch the ground sooner than you think, right? Because the heel is higher. It allows you to line up the side of your body, and then your Cuban action will be done more correctly. So you want to treat this as a sport equipment, just like buying ski boots for skiing, rock climbing shoe for climbing. Even though they look like a regular shoe, they are not built like a regular shoe, and therefore they should not fit like a regular shoe. So this is an equipment to help you perform the action that you require in dancing more easily and correctly. And because you can see men's shoes also is built with very soft material and very flexible. So a lot of men came in and said they have wide feet and they want the shoe very roomy and not touch their toes. And that's probably okay for regular shoes, but for dance shoes, just like the ladies' shoes, you also need to look for a snug fit. So when your foot is touching the back wall of the shoe, your toe needs to be very close to the front end of the shoe. As long as the tightness here does not hurt the person in any way, not creating any pain, then that will be the right fit. Because every step you take, every time you point, you will be stretching the front part of the shoe. And it will stretch very fast and quite a bit compared to your regular shoe. If a shoe is soft and is roomy, you will move inside the shoe because the shoe will not hold you up, and you will injure your ankle and you will feel very uncomfortable. So the fit for a dance shoe, for both for men and for ladies, is as tight fit as you can handle. As when the fit is snug, that is the point that you will get the most support and control when you are dancing. And dance shoes, the bottom all have suede sole. They are very different from your street shoe, so therefore we do not wear dance shoes outside of the studio. Dancing on wood floor is the best, but walking inside carpet tile is all safe, but you don't want to get it wet. And when you start dancing on the wood floor, you will see the bottom become shiny and a little dirty. And what it is the suede has picked up wax and dirt from the wood floor. And the wax building up will make the shoe slippery. A clean piece of suede will give you the best traction with the floor and make dancing easier and also easier to gain balance. So when you see the layer build up, you want to get rid of it. So what we do is we use a small metal brush like this. This is a cleaning tool for maintaining your dance shoes in good condition is you open the brush, you turn the shoe over, and then you just gently brush the bottom a few times to scrape off the wax and make the shoe, the bottom, a little bit rough. The roughness of the shoe, the suede, will give you the best traction with the wood floor. And if you keep the bottom clean, the shoe will also last longer. So when you have a shoe like this one, it's like a full piece of suede, you can just brush like this. Yeah, it will just scrape off the wax. But if you look at this shoe, it has two pieces. It's called a split sole. The sole has been split into two pieces, right? And then you can see this yellow stitching, stitch the front piece to the ball of the foot. And if you brush across just like the other shoe, the angle of the bristle will rip the stitches apart. So if you were to purchase a shoe that looks like this, that has stitching, the brushing needs to be different. Instead of brushing like this, you want to open the brush, put pressure in the center of the suede, turn it circularly and lift. This action will lift off the wax and lift the nap back up from the suede. And that's how you brush a split sole shoe that has stitching. So that's the basic maintenance of the shoes. And almost all of the shoes come with a shoe bag for you to carry with you. So you bring the shoes into the studio, change, and then dance. And when you are done dancing, then you change it back to your regular shoe before you walk out of the studio. And for the brushing, you don't need to brush anything off from a brand new pair of shoes because there's nothing there. You don't want to ruin the suede. You want to start brushing after you wear the shoes 2-3 times. You will see the shiny layer build up. That's the wax. That's when you need to start gently brushing a few times and do it regularly. And if you do that, the shoe will last longer and you will dance better.